The hegemony fleet emerged from hyperspace with the confidence of a species that had conquered 300 worlds. Admiral Zexothera stood on the bridge of the flagship Dominion's edge, her chitinous carapace gleaming under the artificial lights as she gazed at the blue marble hanging in the void before them. Earth, the third planet of an unremarkable star system, inhabited by a species calling itself humanity. "Standard positioning," she commanded, her voice carrying the authority of countless victories. "Prepare the subjugation broadcast." The fleet, 200 vessels strong, arranged itself in the traditional formation of overwhelming force. It was a display that had broken the spirit of every species they'd encountered. The sight of so many warships blotting out their sky had always prompted immediate surrender. But as the communication array activated, something unprecedented happened. "Greetings, hegemony forces," came a calm voice from the planet's surface. "This is Secretary General Chen of the United Earth Government. We've been expecting you." Admiral Zexthara's antennae twitched in surprise. Expecting them? How could a primitive world that had barely achieved faster than light travel know of their approach? "You will surrender unconditionally," she broadcasted back, following standard protocol. "Your world will be integrated into the hegemony. Resistance will result in the elimination of your species." There was a pause, then, "We appreciate your position, Admiral. However, we'd like to propose alternative terms." The bridge fell silent. In 3 centuries of conquest, no species had ever attempted to negotiate. They either surrendered or fought, and ultimately lost. "There are no alternative terms," Zexthara replied, her voice carrying a note of confusion. "Submit, or be destroyed." "With respect, Admiral, we believe a mutually beneficial arrangement might serve both our interests better. We propose a summit, neutral ground. Perhaps you'd consider hearing our offer?" Zexothera's tactical officer, Commander Vextar, leaned closer. "This is unprecedented. Should we simply commence bombardment?" But the Admiral found herself curious. In all her campaigns, the unknown had been her greatest enemy. Better to understand what this species thought it could offer before crushing them. "One representative," she finally replied. "The orbital station between your 3rd and 4th planets. 1 hour." Dr. Sarah Martinez floated in the cramped observation deck of Prometheus Station, watching the sleek hegemony shuttle dock with their makeshift diplomatic platform. She'd volunteered for this mission despite knowing the odds. Humanity had studied the hegemony's tactics for months since their scouts first detected the approaching fleet. Every conquest followed the same pattern: overwhelming display of force, demand for surrender, then integration or extermination. But humans had always been different. The airlock cycled, and Admiral Zexothara entered, her imposing form barely fitting through the human-sized doorway. 2 meters tall, with 6 limbs and armor-like carapace, she was a creature evolved for dominance. "You requested terms," Zexothara said without preamble. "The hegemony does not negotiate with prey species." Sarah smiled, a gesture that seemed to unsettle the alien admiral. "We prefer to think of ourselves as partners. Tell me, Admiral, in your 300 conquests, how many species have willingly joined your cause?" "Submission is not willing." "Exactly," Sarah interrupted. "You rule through fear, suppress through force. But consider this. What if there was a better way? What if instead of another reluctant vassal state, you could have humanity as genuine allies?" Zexothera's compound, eyes narrowed. "Speak plainly, human." Sarah activated a holographic display showing detailed schematics. "We offer you our technology, not our weapons, our innovations. Adaptive agriculture systems that could feed your empire efficiently. Medical nanotechnology that could extend lifespans across species. Quantum communication networks that would revolutionize administration across galactic distances." The Admiral studied the projections, her scientific training recognizing the sophistication despite herself. "These development, how advanced is your species?" "Advanced enough to have detected your fleet 3 months ago. Advanced enough to have evacuated our major population centers. Advanced enough to have prepared certain contingencies." Sarah's tone remained pleasant, but steel entered her eyes. You see, Admiral, we've studied your methods. We know you prefer swift conquest to prolonged warfare, but humanity specializes in making things complicated. Zexathara's carapace clicked, a sign of agitation. You threaten us? We offer alternatives. Join with us willingly, and humanity becomes your most valuable asset. We'll innovate, create, and solve problems you haven't even encountered yet. We'll do it because we chose to, because we believe in the partnership. Sarah paused, letting that sink in. Or you can try to conquer us. You'll win eventually. Your fleet is impressive. But it'll cost you. We've had time to prepare, to study your tactics, to plant surprises throughout this system. Even after you win, you'll rule over a resentful population that will resist, sabotage, and make your occupation expensive and bloody for generations. The alien admiral was quiet for a long moment. And if we accept this partnership, humanity joins the hegemony as equal members, not subjects. We maintain our government structure, our culture, our freedom. In return, we share our innovations and contribute our unique problem-solving abilities to the Empire's challenges. Zexathara considered this. Her species had built an empire on conquest, but empires required more than force to maintain. They needed innovation, efficiency, loyalty. This small planet had offered something unprecedented, willing cooperation with tangible benefits. You would truly work with us, not against us. Sarah nodded. Humans are adaptable, Admiral. We can be your greatest enemy or your most valuable ally. The choice is yours. The Admiral looked out at the blue world hanging in space, then back, at the small human who had dared to negotiate with the hegemony. In her long military career, she had never encountered anything like this species, one that faced overwhelming odds and still sought to dictate terms. Perhaps that was exactly what the hegemony needed. Very well, human, we will discuss your partnership. As news of the unprecedented agreement spread through both fleets, one fact became clear. Humanity hadn't just avoided conquest, they had changed the nature of the game itself. In typical human fashion, when faced with an impossible situation, they had simply refused to accept the given options. They had created their own.